Anglers Extra.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. It's time for the Managers Show, sponsored by the Chatham Bakery. I'm with John Schiffner. Schiff, you guys...
I've got something to say here. I've been saying really nice things about Matt Gardner. I take them all back.
You do?
He just said I should go into a wet T-shirt contest, and I don't think that that's really funny. That's not right. Look at him walking away like he thinks he's a funny guy right now. Wet T-shirt. Okay.
We're gonna rescind all of those nice things that we said about Matt. So forget all those past Managers shows.
Obviously, Matt doesn't understand. It's hot right now in Wareham. It's stifling. We turned the air conditioner off at 20 Old Homestead Way because it was nice today, and obviously it didn't. It's awful here in Wareham. It's disgusting. There's not a breath of wind here.
It was fine when we left Chatham, but yeah, it's gotten real hot.
Chatham, there's no question. It's always fine in Chatham, Bermuda, and San Diego as far as I'm concerned. Anything else I don't care about. All right, everyone, I'll stop. Go ahead.
Well, those sound like some good places, and you know what else is good? The way your team is playing baseball. 10 runs last night, 31 runs in your last 3 games. What's this team's offense doing so well specifically?
Well, I think, and I mentioned it to Chris last night, I think that the hitters in the league in general are starting to catch up to the pitching. I mean, it's about time, and I think we're getting really good swings. And again, it's part of it is natural because the hitters are catching up to the pitching in the league all over because we're giving up more runs on offense, or the other team too. And, I think it's also just I have an outstanding group of coaches who work, and these kids feed off these guys. They see the success that they're getting, so they're sponges. They want to get better and better and better, and, why not? So they're making adjustments with them, fine-tuning them now, and just encourage them. It's all positive reinforcement. I mean, what better environment can you have for kids to, learn how to be better hitters?
What is happening now in the season that's allowing hitters to catch up to pitchers?
I think part of it is they're becoming adjusted to the pitching itself, not necessarily the wooden bats, but maybe to a small part the wooden bat, a little bit of adjustment there. The pitchers' velos are probably going down as the season progresses. The guys who are gathering some innings, they pitch some innings at school, they're pitching innings now. So I would think it'd be kind of a neat study for someone to do is to check the velocities every night. What was the average velocity at the Chatham-Wareham game? On June 12th when we open the season, and it's July 21st. What's the average velocity tonight? Just for something just to see, because I would assume a lot of the velos are going down, with the exception of maybe the power arms and the bullpen. But the starting velocity, I'm sure, is going down.
That would be an interesting thing to do. Well, one of the...
You know what? I ain't interested in doing it. I'll tell you right now.
It's okay. We'll see if someone else can do it. You can email us.
Some young buck do that, not me.
Well, last night, J.D. Davis really powered the offense. 5 hits for him. He's up to 329, 10th in the league in hitting, and it just seems like he's come on so strong. It seems like he's made that adjustment really well. What has he been doing as the season's progressed?
Again, it's work, and he's here every day for early hitting, and, if the coaches... If you want to work, the coach is going to help you. If you don't show up, then you can't get extra work, you can't get extra swings, you can't get the encouragement, you can't get the instruction. JD's always here.
Brandon Siddell, another guy who had a big night last night, had that first inning double off the wall in right field. I asked him after the game. He said he's really working on opposite field hitting. How much of an improvement do you see when guys really start to try and go the other way in this league?
Well, it stands to reason. That's the best way to hit. Hit the ball where it's pitched, and most pitchers are going to try to throw away. They'll come in with two strikes, but they're going to try to throw middle of the plate away most of the time. Why not hit the ball where it's pitched? And that's what Brandon's doing. And, we always use the example of, I like to use it often, Lance Berkman and Todd Helton were in the Cape Cod League, each were one summer. Between the two of them, they had 1 home run. They probably have arguably 700 or 800 in the big leagues right now, but they didn't. They learned how to use the wooden bat, and that's what these guys are doing. They're learning how to use the wooden bat. They're learning how to hit the ball the opposite way, and then as they get naturally stronger, as those two guys did, the power will come.
When you say learning how to use the wooden bat, what do you mean? What is the difference that they have to make going from the BB core bats in college to these wooden bats here?
Well, regardless, it's still an aluminum bat, so there's still a little give in a sense, and it's a little bit easier to hit. And the wood is just heavier. I mean, the wood is just a little bit heavier, and the BB core is consistent. Whatever the BB core is, it weighs the same. Every BB core of that inch, whether it's a 34-inch, it weighs so many ounces. A wooden bat can vary, sometimes an ounce, ounce and a half, either side. It's a 34-inch bat, but depending on, how dry is that wood. Nicky is an expert on wood. He made, I hate to say this, but he made a great comment. He says, "You sit on a bench for 140 games, you'll learn a lot." And Nicky's he's really taken a science to bats. and how the bats are made, how people use the bats and so forth. And listening to him has been a real treat this summer. And that's one thing he says, is that the wooden bats vary so much, and it's just an ounce and change either way, but that's a significant difference when you're trying to get it, you're trying to work on your bat speed or get your bat speed going. So that's another thing, is that the hitters have to get used to that, because not, like I said, you put down DeMarini BB Core bat, throw it over there, it's a 34-inch 34-ounce. Yes, it is. Give me 3 34-inch wooden bats, and they're going to vary in, they could be 34 ounces, it could be 33 ounces, 32, you don't know.
Interesting subject. Well, on the mound tonight for you guys, Matt Gage, an all-star. He's won his last 3 starts. You guys take on the Wareham Gatemen at 6 p.m. He just seems to be so solid on the mound, and especially in the Cape Cod League, and you're talking about the pitchers tiring. How important is it to have someone like him who's consistently giving you 5-6 innings?
Well, that's it. His consistency is so important, and he just goes out and gives you that great outing every time. He's very efficient, mixes his pitches well. Uses both sides of the plate. I mean, he's a very, very good pitcher, and I really see him doing very well in the future.
And how important also is it having a left-handed starter who can do those things?
It's nice to have. I mean, it's not mandatory. I remember we won the championship in 1998 and didn't have I don't think we had a lefty on the staff. And if we did, it was out of the deep pen. I mean, we had all righties. I've had staffs where we had 4 lefty starters. So it's nice. It's nice to break it up. But bottom line is, the pitcher still has to locate, the hitter still have to hit the ball. The ball has to go into the strike zone no matter which side of the plate it's coming in.
All right, well, we'll see if Matt can continue having his all-star season tonight. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Brandon.
That was the Manager's Show, sponsored by the Chatham Bakery. It is very hot. The Anglers Extra pregame show will continue regardless. Back to you, Keith.